All right, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to another channel. It's your boy, BigJimGene, here with the man, the myth, the legend, the real Hugie. Links, everything down in the description. Go ahead and introduce yourself, good sir.
Thanks for having me. First off, Jim, my name's Mark. I go by the real Hugie. I've been streaming on Twitch here for almost 5 years now. Yeah, SuperCard, variety, a little bit of everything. But just started YouTube about a month ago, so really focusing everything on that right now.
So,
about it. I'm a simple guy.
Hey, sometimes simple is the best plan.
Yeah.
Fancy takes too much energy. All right, so guys, as you guys know, we have a whole playlist of interview series. This is the 7th one, if I'm not mistaken. I have a few that I have not released that I'm waiting on. Still don't know if I actually want to release them, but I believe this is number 7 in the order. But guys, we're gonna jump straight into this. And the very first question I always ask every single guest: where did the real Hugie come from? Where did your name start?
So in high school, my best friend was just like, your last name is way too long to pronounce, so I'm just gonna call you Hugie. So I was like, okay, whatever, like that's cool. And then it was during, like, when I made my Twitch account, it was during that time where everybody put like the real in front of it to make them like the official person.
This is really me, guys.
I was just like, I'm gonna be the real Hugie. And I mean, it was $2.99 when I first started because that was my highest score in bowling. Like, I'm a huge bowler.
Mm-hmm.
And then I dropped the numbers almost 2.5 years ago now. But yeah, the initial name was the real Hugie 299, and
nice.
Yeah, it just kind of stuck.
Isn't the best in bowling 300?
Yeah, that yeah. Oh. I finally hit that 300, but there was plenty of 299s before it.
I've never been really good at bowling. I usually just would give up and be like, all right, bumper time. Let's just have fun. let's just make it bounce and see how many times I can hit.
Yeah, let's just see how many times we can make it go back and forth, right?
I remember, this is a little bit off script, but I remember going, it was called Airline Lane, and they didn't have like regular bumpers. This was like some janky place. And instead of having like actual like things, they were pointed bumpers. So it would, very weird. So it would have like spears instead of like just a regular straight one that would bounce off. So the ball would just fucking go crazy. Sometimes get stuck. And I remember having to complain, saying like, "Hey, like, can I go in there and get the ball?" And it was just like Jamaican, not Hindi, fucking what is it, Haitian. I can't remember. But he was screaming at me, no, you can't do it. And he'd like get like this weird like scythe and just fucking whack it. And he would like break all his shit. It was so janky, but it was super cheap to go. It was like $3 to go in and bowl for the whole night. But
as someone who worked at a bowling alley for 5 years, people like you that would just run out onto the lane to get the ball that was stuck.
It's like, hey, this is mine. Sorry.
Worst nightmare. I'll tell you that much. Because you're just waiting for them to fall because they don't realize that there's oil on the lane, and then they slip, and then it's just
here comes a lawsuit. Shit, Bob. Okay, so what got you into SuperCard? Also, guys, if you hear clicking on my end, I'm playing War Games at the moment. And if I'm looking up, I'm playing at War Games.
What got me into SuperCard? I actually went to a WWE live event with my buddy, and there was an ad during one of the commercial breaks up on the Titantron for WWE SuperCard. It was back in season 2. So I was like, whatever, let's download it. So I downloaded it and instantaneously hooked. Instantaneously.
So, oh my God, I got my favorite wrestlers. Do you remember what your first, like, special favorite card was, like, besides events, that when you just like pulled and you're like, oh, this is amazing?
So I'll never forget when I first started, I didn't know like the proing system.
Mm-hmm.
So Legendary Gold Dust, I got 2 of them, and I didn't know like that you had to level them up and game them and all this other stuff. I thought in order to get a Gold Star Pro, you had to get 2 Silver Star Pros and then pro those. So I got my Gold Dust, and I was like, yeah, let's go. So I pro'd them real quick. And then I'm sitting there like, why is my card not as strong as everybody else's? And then I started watching YouTube videos and streams on Twitch, and that's when I realized, Hugie, you done fucked up.
Yeah, you're a dumbass. It's like, I've been doing this wrong this whole time.
Yeah, luckily it was only one. I learned, but yeah, that's legendary Goldust will always have a special place in my heart.
So yeah, for me, I remember the very first card that I got that I was like really excited was the legendary, was it season 1, season 2 Edge. And because I'm a huge Edge and Eddie Guerrero fan. Once I pulled that, I was like, oh, look at this. This is the most majestic card I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah.
And at the time, I kept it for the longest, but I remember I kept hitting cap because I had a lot of cards saved up, and I was like, all right, I'm just going to go through and delete all my old cards. I kind of regret doing it. I wish I saved at least a few just for like memorabilia sake.
That was back when cap was like 250 or 200, yep. Wasn't it?
Yep.
God,
and now supposedly they're supposedly increasing it again.
Yeah.
So
like my base card count right now is like 320, so I'd have like 123 less cards than what I have right now.
Ouch.
Couldn't imagine.
The pain is real.
Yeah.
So since you started season 2, you said, right? So since season 2, what has been like your crowning moment to like know that this game had longevity for you? Or is this just that moment where you downloaded and played it and you're like, this is, yeah.
Honestly, it's when I started streaming it. When I saw what a game that at the time I was free playing could do for not just my financial livelihood here on Twitch, but like in a personal aspect. Like this game got me the job that I have right now because I met Mauricio through a stream. And little did I know he lived like 20 minutes away from me. We got together one day, had lunch, and the next thing I know, 3 weeks later, I'm working with him. And it's crazy. So longevity for me is when I started streaming and seeing that people actually kept coming back and watching.
Is that, for me, that like you said, when you see people come back, like for me, that's when I personally knew that I, outside of SuperCard or just streaming, that I knew that I was like, wow, like I'm doing something. Because whenever people come back, oh, hey man, how you been? I'm like, hey, you were here last time and the time before that. What's going on? You're like, oh man. And I'm just like, and I honestly, I've been doing this for over 10 years now. YouTube and Twitch, I've only been doing Twitch for a year, which is still mine. I've surpassed my YouTube in over 10 years, and on Twitch in 1 year, I have grown bigger on there. I'm like, it's
only been on Twitch for a year?
Yeah, I started January, so and actually I think a week from now will be like my 1 year anniversary because I started a few days after my birthday. So it's still crazy that in 1 year's time, all of this, I wouldn't say success, but all this growth and following behind me has just completely changed my mindset. And that's why I kind of taken a backseat on YouTube, because like YouTube, I didn't have that. And to me, it's a little bit harder on YouTube to get discovered because YouTube's pushing out so many videos. And Twitch, you have, 8-10 people at a time. So if people type in SuperCard, they're like, okay, there's this guy and these few others, go check them out. So I wouldn't say much competition, but it was a lot easier to just get discovered. I lost that by 1 point.
Oh no, worst feeling ever. I think the one good thing about Twitch, and I mean, it's one thing that I applaud the people that stream on YouTube, because YouTube isn't known for like streaming. It's known more for videos. When people think live, they think Twitch.
Yep.
So I mean, that's why I think I started out on Twitch, because I mean, at the time that I started, music regulations on Twitch were a lot more lenient than they are on YouTube. And if you've ever been to my streams, I don't care what music I play. I've been doing it for 5 years. Don't have a copyright claim yet. Knock on wood. But on YouTube, it's just not possible.
Yeah, nah.
You better be playing copyright free or zero music while on YouTube.
Yep. That was a big killer for me too. But for me, like I said, doing all the research stuff for Twitch, I play music, like copyrighted music, every now and then, because sometimes I'm just like, okay, you guys listen. I mean, I'm always listening to my music, but it depends on what I want the stream to listen to. Sometimes I'm like, all right, I want the stream to just vibe out, and not like just listen to generic instrumentals and stuff like that. But I found a way to like not have it saved to any clips or have it saved in my VOD, but everything else still stays the same. So it's my stream saves everything but the music, and it's a lifesaver. So that's a little bonus thing there. There was something I was going to ask you based on what you were just saying. You and Mauricio. So you said that when I think Hugie, I remember the stream that I was watching, and it wasn't like a super professional stream. It was when you were live streaming, road tripping to pick him up. That was one of the first streams I think I ever came into you, and I remember I was like, dude, this dude's live streaming while going to go pick up his friend and go into an event like this. That's cool. And I was sort of fresh. I was sort of fresh on Twitch at the time, and I was like, man, this guy's fucking got it. Like, dude's just driving and fucking streaming, chilling with people in the back, just chatting. And I was like, oh my God, that's cool as shit. And do you remember having that moment when you're like on somebody's stream? You don't have to give a name because sometimes people don't like names, but just getting on Twitch and being like, I want to be like that. Like, that's dope.
So, I mean, yes and no to a certain extent. Like, as a content creator, you're always watching other content creators to try to I don't want to say take ideas, but grow your stream and do things that you see them being successful at. But at the end of the day, I don't want to be like anybody else. I want to be the only me.
Oh,
so totally. Yeah, there'll be little things that I take from some people, obviously with permission.
Oh, yeah.
I don't like to be one of those. It's like, I'm just going to steal this idea because I like it. I'm going to reach out to the person and be like, hey, do you mind if I do this? I really like what it's done for your channel. I'd like to see what it does on mine. But at the end of the day, no, there's not anyone that I really want to like. I don't want to be the next person. I want to be the only.
Yeah, instead of being the next, you'd rather be the first. Yeah, I totally get you. And speaking of that, like I said, I'm the exact same way how you are whenever you say it. Like, if I see something I like to modify it so it's not an exact carbon copy of what this person's doing. I did that as an example for one recent thing I added in. Added in Streamloots, and I saw everybody was like, oh, Kitten does it, and I knew it from Jordan SuperCard. So I was watching the stream, and he just said it out of the blue one day, and somebody played a card, and I was like, that's cool. And I went to go look at the website, and it was like, oh, monetary, you can have real-time interaction with people, and I was like, that is actually dope. And I hit him up and said, it was like a good 2 weeks went by, and I was like, hey, I messaged him, hey, I'm thinking about adding this in, like, is there a referral code that you get to like give out? Because I want to like make sure like you get some kickback or something for me like using it. He was like, oh dude, you didn't have to ask, like just go for it. Here's my referral link, and I used it, and I was like, yeah, like that's just the kind of person I don't want to feel like I'm like just stealing and taking something from somebody else, like their success. I mean, but in the world of streaming, like a lot of ideas are not as original as people think. But in the same sense, like I said, it's better to just say, hey, like, I know this is your thing. How do you feel about, like, if I do it? And then explain, like, oh, but I'm going to do it this way. And, of course, go for it.
Especially in SuperCard. Especially in SuperCard. There's only so many streamers within the community. So if you take something of somebody else without, like, talking to that person, it's going to be found out. Community.
Yep.
Yeah, like, there's no hiding under the 3,000 people streaming Fortnite that you stole an idea. It's there's maybe, like you said earlier, 10 to 12 people streaming at a time on a good day. On a good day, sometimes there's like 4.
Yep. So it's very hard to not hard. It's very. I'm just gonna say hard. It's hard to try and hide anything from anybody, especially in this community. Like as we found out today. We all we jump into things.
If you know, you know.
If you know, you know.
Section. If you know, you know.
That legit made my day. Like it started off really good for me.
Oh, it was great because I had just gotten home from dinner with Mauricio and another one of our buddies, and I was kind of tipsy, and I just start seeing that Discord go crazy, and I'm like, "What is going on?" And I'm like, "Oh my god, this is phenomenal."
Again, guys. If you know, you know. We're gonna slide past that.
We're just gonna yeah.
On something similar to that, I'm going to give my personal view. I've done this with the last 2 people that I've interviewed. And it's a little bit of like one of those subjects that it's like, well, it can get heated, but at the same time, it's like, well, everybody has their opinion, and I value opinions more than people getting butt hurt or anything like that. And I'm not saying I condone any of this, but I'm just saying I like to spread other people's opinion. My own opinion on what I'm about to say is botting and third party. I have said it several times on stream, and I've documented it on YouTube. I genuinely don't fucking care. If you come to complain to me, oh, but don't you care that this person's botting? Hell no. I ain't going for top 10. I'm not even going to try and get top 100. Like, if I do that, I'm having a sponsored stream where I'm not worried about the money that I'm spending. Exactly. If I get top 2K, my card, the way I think of it, if I get top 2,000, that means my card is better than 8,000 other people. And in SuperCard, exactly. that's a lot of people. So that's just my mentality on it. I don't care. Go for top 10, do it. And you fucking PvP grinder, Jesus, you're fucking killing it. And again, like I said, I genuinely, like, people are like, oh, you're just being fake, or you're just doing it to please. No, you can come to me and be like, oh yeah, I fucking sped through here and I got first place. Fucking congrats to you. I got 400 and something. Like,
exactly.
And third, I understand. To me, third party, I understand a lot more than the botting thing. Just because I'm not spending $120 on 15K credits. Like, that's. I mean, I do it, but I'm not looking at my bank going, shit, I fucked up. Mm-hmm. 10 minutes later, my wife comes in the room. What did you spend on? Oh, no.
Don't ask, don't tell.
Yeah, don't ask, don't tell. You have your thing, I have my thing. So it's one of the things, like, it's been discussed several times with it, and I know fucking people who do it. I've never once bashed them, never once called them out. I'm not that type of person. It's a video game, people. It's a mobile video game. But what is your take on it?
I'm the same as you. I don't care.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, I look at it like this. The only people that have a right to be upset, and I wouldn't even say it's a right to be upset, are the people that could get that top spot or that top 10. But they are legitimate. The people that I kind of just shrug off and like laugh at are the ones that are finishing in like 15,000th in LMS. They're not even getting the card. But they're the ones on Twitter. They're the ones on Twitter bashing whoever's in first. Oh my God, he's a speeder. He's a botter. He uses cheap credits. Listen, dude, it didn't stop you from getting the card.
Yeah, that's it. No, none of the botters or speeders are stopping anybody from getting between what? 3, 4, 5,000 to 10,000. No.
Yeah, I mean, it's what the game is. It's the new, as they call meta. What'd you do?
I got to the Tuesday draft board and I just pulled Raquel Gonzalez Valhalla. So
hell yeah,
I'll take that. Sorry.
No, it's good. I saw the reaction going off and I'm like, oh, he just got something good. What was it? But yeah, I don't care. I mean, if you want to do it, do it. It's those people, the people that bought and speed, they're spending a lot more than people realize because they're going faster. And at the end of the day, if they don't buy the credits, this free-to-play game is dead.
I can agree with that. People, like you said, people may get the third-party credits for cheaper, but in the long run, they're still spending a lot more because, like I said, they're getting it 3-4 times at a time just so that they can keep up or pass somebody or do something that they're trying to achieve. So, and they're already spending that little bit compared to the person who's like, I'm free to play. I don't want to spend $1 on the game. Well, okay, then don't complain if
mad respect to both
100%.
sides of the argument.
Yeah.
Like for me, one of the best grinders that I know who's free to play, I mean, every once in a while he'll spend some credits here and there to get a certain rank or things like that, is Tim. Tim 3600, I want to say. Yeah. If I fucked that up, I'm sorry, Tim. But yeah, he just grinds. I mean, so people think free to play is a hindrance on their gameplay. It's not.
No. It's still all about dedication to it.
Exactly.
Everybody's like, oh, but 100%. I have work, I have this. Well, then you shouldn't be going for a top 10 card.
The reason I spend is because I have work and I have college and I have a life. Yeah. I want to have that life. So if it means that I drop 3,000 credits in RTG just to get it done by Friday night, then so be it. It's because I want to have my Saturday and Sunday to do other stuff. Yep.
Yeah, I've seen, like, that's the, like you said, how people in the 15K, I've literally seen people who are like 20s, 15,000, 20,000, and they're like, oh, damn botters, I can't get the card because, you know, I'm like, I played this, I didn't fucking spend a dime on this whole, like, event, and I was able to get into 2,000, 3,000s, like, and I'm fucking taking care of a kid, doing this. I understand people working 9 to 5s and they're not always free. I get that. But casually playing, even on my alt, I would get 8,000, 9,000 easily. Unless it's like a female event, then fucking people are going ham. But I genuinely don't get the complaints. There are real complaints out there. Do not get me wrong. If you're like, oh, I've seen people and they have disabilities and they're still grinding and they're still able to play, and sometimes they have like a flare, I believe what they call it, a flare up, and they couldn't get it, and I don't see them, the bastards, they're like, no, I'm gonna fucking step it up next time. Missed the card, like they even know, like, okay, I slipped, let's do it again next one. People need to, I think to me, one of the biggest things that this community is very opinionated. Because some people believe free to play is the best way. Some people think pay to win is the best way. Some people think a little bit of mixed is the best way. I'm like, there's no not really.
Like, you're either pay to win or you're free to play.
Yeah.
You either don't spend or you spend.
Like, I had that conversation with somebody who were like, oh, but I'm free to play, but I spend like $10 a week. Then you're not free to play. Yeah, I am. And I'm like, did you spend money in the game? Yeah, but it's different.
Oh. Yeah, I'm sure you get it in your chat all the time too. They come in and they're like, yeah, dude, I'm pretty much free to play. Like I only spent like on one set of bouts, or I only bought like 12 doublers. Like then you spent. You're officially paid to win.
Yeah. And I mean, it's kind of like any other mobile game out there. I mean, of course there's exceptions. There's some that are truly free, but I mean, this is, again, you have to remember, this is a business and a company that's trying to earn money. They're not here to be like, oh, here's a $3,000 value thing for absolutely nothing. No, they're like, you want this? Open up that bank account.
Yeah.
So
I always say the most depressing day is the Tuesday after a ranked event. when I look at my checking account and I see how much I spent over the weekend. It's not fun.
It was not worth it, but it was kind of worth it at the same time. No, I very much agree with you there. So with all that, oh no, I was about to dust cards and I'm trying to save cards. With that being said, again, guys, if you were entitled to your opinion, don't ever feel like what we're saying is vindictive of you. Be like, oh, but he said free to play is, you can't do that. No, I'm just saying, like, from a outside perspective, free to play for a game that's trying to keep their business afloat and continue the game. I see how people who spend are helping. I mean, this is gonna sound super like fucking hypocritical or contradictory. Like, I see how like the people who get the third-party credits like are still, even though they're getting them for cheaper, they're still benefiting they're making up for somebody who's not paying and keeping this game afloat. It's one of those like, it's kind of good, but I don't want to say it's good because I know people get triggered at that. So it's like walking on thin ice. But like I said, I'm not one fucking narrow-minded straight individual. I try to see it. I'm like, okay, I get that. I totally do. Saving money while still being able to enjoy the game, but then for somebody who's paying $120, they're still getting roughly the same as this other person because they're putting in fucking $200-$300 an event, and I'm like,
I look at it this way, and like you said, it sounds kind of hypocritical and all that. Like third party botting that kind of stuff, it's not like it's hidden from people.
No, I've seen people forget.
I can't tell you how many times I've been hit up. Hey, do you want 2 credits? No, bro. Like, I don't.
Good. I got the money.
But I mean, it's out there. Like,
mm-hmm.
if you really hate it that much, there's ways to get it.
Oh,
all I'm gonna say.
Yeah, it's much simpler, and I can say this because, like I said, I know plenty of people who do it, and again, it doesn't change my opinion. I know it's a lot more people than you think, people, guys. Like if you think it's like, oh, there's this group, no, fucking think maybe 3 or 4 times that minimum. So it's much, and people are like, oh, but it's a bigger problem. People, I'm pretty sure there's people you don't even think about doing it are fucking doing it. There's people 100%. There's people I thought were like straight and narrow, and then I'm like, oh, I would not have seen that coming. Which I understand. Like I said, it doesn't change my perspective on them. It doesn't change my opinion. Do you, boo boo?
Whatever makes the game fun for you.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, that's what this game is all about.
And
building a community, having fun with friends, and if that means that you want to, put it on a bot or buy third-party credits to help you do that, then be my guest.
Yeah, the only thing I don't like about, like, for if anybody's public about it and you're fucking like, okay, cool, I do this, just don't boast. Don't boast. That's the biggest, like, I don't care what you do, but don't be like, I got 13th place, 14th. Again, I'm not trying to like attack anybody, but I hate seeing this on Twitter and anywhere. I got 6th, 7th, 8th, 10th, 14th. Just don't be like, oh yeah, I got a better card. What card did you get? And I'm like, we all know how you got that card. We know. We don't say nothing sometimes just because we're like, we beat the horse. The horse is dead.
Yeah,
the horse is dead. We get it. We understand. It's just, I hate seeing that. That's my biggest pet peeve. And again, like I said, I'm friends with some of these people. I don't care. Do you? But the thing I bring in, I bring in the analogy is like when fucking Pokemon came out, you'd fucking find the exploit glitch, or you'd fucking do the infinite rare candies and shit. That's an exploit. Like fucking, you'd go out and buy fucking third party like the books and shit, and be like, oh, cheat code for this. Okay, if I do this 6 times and then circle around, I can do that. Let's go.
Yeah. Anyone who had a Nintendo 64 or a GameCube or a PlayStation, we all know cheatcodes.com, where you were searching up like unlimited balance on Tony Hawk.
Yep.
And you were smashing the A, down, right trigger, right trigger to get it. So it's the exact same thing.
Yeah, the only thing now is that it's evolved. That's it. As you grew, the cheats grew.
Yeah, exactly.
That's basically it. That's just my mindset. I'm coming into the game. I know that any game that has coding can be hacked, modded, anything. If you play Call of Duty, you've been sniped in the head from fucking cross map. You fucking play Apex, anything like that. You've been shot, killed, and you're like, motherfucking, goddamn it. Any game you get into, SuperCard is no different from any of them. There's going to be people who complain. There's going to be people who are like, it's part of the game. I'm going to get back into a new lobby and hopefully I don't find nobody. People just need to realize that it is what it is, and you can either choose to just accept it or keep complaining and nothing change. Because as long as the game,
the super move glitch.
Wow.
I was more triggered by the amount of people complaining about it than I was about the actual glitch.
Yeah.
Like, if you don't like it, just don't play Survivor.
I still played Survival every single day, and I'd hear all these stories like, "Oh my god, I got this guy who super moved me," and I'm like, out of like the 10 tickets I used today, I had like 1 or 2 people who super moved me. Like, play more. Maybe you'll find that good game, and you're like, "Oh, this changed my perspective. I'm good. I'm happy." I lost that one. Fuck. I'm getting so distracted that I'm losing war games. No. All right. Okay, so we've got that. That's one thing. Now is one of the we're gonna move up and advance the level of questions. So those were all the easy ones. Here we're gonna get into a little bit of more of the fun questions. So if you can choose 5 content creators, YouTube, Twitch, whatever platform you want, that are underrated in your mindset. Underrated could be like they could still have 1,000 followers, 50 subs a month, 100 subs, but you still think they're not getting the exposure that they need. Name 5, name drop them, and I will add them into the description for them to get that exposure and be like, hey, follow these people or subscribe on YouTube.
Jordan SC.
I fucking agree. That's what I always put on every one of my lists. Again, guys, all 5 of these things will be dropped in the description below.
This is hard, man.
Yeah,
spot. You should have totally given me like a heads up. I could have had a better. I'm like scrolling through. Oh, he's new. Player. It's P1 AYER. Yeah,
that dude
just started.
Grinding.
He's so entertaining. Yeah, he's killing it. Gary and Old Wolf. Edgy SuperCard on YouTube. I don't think he does Twitch. I think
he's live right now as the recording of this. I was right before it took me longer to call you. I was chatting in his stream.
Okay, yeah.
But yeah,
he's definitely underrated just because of the fact that he only does YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
I think, but he's super entertaining. Like I've watched him the last couple days, and I'm super happy I found his stream on there.
Yeah, he's
knowledgeable about the game. He's great with his chat. 5th one.
The bread and butter. Oh, I lost ring 1. Fuck. You could say yourself too.
No, because like here's the thing. Like I don't feel like I'm underrated. I don't feel like I'm overrated. I feel like the community that I have appreciates what I do, and that's good enough for me. I'm gonna have to go probably Triple V.
That's one I actually don't even know.
The dude constantly puts in the work. He streams straight from his phone. He doesn't have a PC setup, but he never gives up. He's constantly out there with streams, with YouTube videos, continuing to try. And I give him mad respect because honestly, if I were to go through the low, this is gonna sound so bad, but I mean it with the utmost respect. If I were to go through the viewer count that he's had, I probably would have quit. I couldn't do it.
No, I totally get you there.
But he's talked me off quitting Twitch a couple times. And I have nothing but respect for the guy.
All right, so we got Jordan, Triple V, Garian, Edgy, and I'm missing one. Player, yes. P1 Layer SuperCard. Actually, I found him by raiding into him on one of his first couple streams. I was like, oh, there's a new guy, and he was just playing, I forgot what he was doing. But I just raided into him, and he was super chill, super nice guy. And I still follow him. I think when I just checked Twitch, he was playing Call of Duty, or he was just taking a chill, relaxing time. And I was like, dude, yeah, he's such a good guy, such a nice guy. Now, this one is very fun for some people. Sometimes it gets skipped over, and we have to edit it out of the video. Top 5 overrated.
Oh God, no! I'm not answering it.
That's usually the exact answer.
Here's the reason why I'm not going to answer it, because, like I said earlier in the video, SuperCard is such a niche community, and if you were to ever feel like someone else is overrated, they're not. They're all putting in the same grind, if not more, than we all are. Do they have more viewers? Do they have more subs? Do they get more stuff from 2K and things like that? Absolutely. But it's because they earned it. Because they put in the work. They put in the work to get to where they are. Am I jealous sometimes? Absolutely. When the first set of drops came out and I wasn't even asked to be a part of it, I was super pissed. Like, I'll be upfront and honest. I've been grinding out this game for 4 years, and to not even get like a, hey, do you want to be a part of it? I was hurt, but yeah, not answering that question.
No, I get you. On the top of the first drops, I legit was just as surprised, because at the time I was averaging like 30, 35 people, which a lot of people were like 30, 35. That's a lot. That's huge. That's a pretty big stream for me.
That's huge in that community.
And I was like, I'm doing things. Things were just really well. I had the following. I had the support. I had the monetary donations and stuff were coming in. And again, like, I don't fully do it for the money. It's a nice perk, but as of right now, I don't do it fully for the money. It's like I said, I introduce things for if people do want to. Okay, but I mostly do it because I really enjoy interaction. There goes my first blood of the tree of the video. I genuinely just like enjoying, like, because I've said this. I think I said this in a stream before. I don't know if I've publicly said it, like a document video, where if I'm asking somebody how their day was when they come to my stream, it's not just like one of those like, oh, thanks for joining the stream. How's your day? Like, as just a thing. Like, I'm asking, like, hey, I remember you telling me blah blah blah. You went to this day, and then your sister or something did this. And I'm like, oh, hey, you're here. Now that I remember, how's this? And the friendships that I've made from Twitch, and just the journey it's insane. Like you said, for you and Mauricio, and for me, it's me and Jay, me and Meteor. Like, we're like brothers. Like, we have talked every day for the past like year, and it feels like I've known them for like my whole life since childhood. But in reality, it's, hey, 12 months ago, you remember when I met you? Shit, I'm old. No, it's just the way we are. But that's what really builds it for me, is the friendships. It's definitely one of a kind, connecting to people on a stream. Like, sometimes, like, and it's even harder for me personally, because you can't tell a person by their fucking chat name. You don't know if they're a kid, you don't know if they're adult, you don't know if they're a guy or women. Sometimes the names are just fucking numbers and shit, and you're like, oh, hey, dude, and you're like, I'm a woman. Hey, dudette. How are you doing? Or like, kid's fucking 12 years old and you're talking to him like he's a 30-year-old man. Or he's 60, he's in his 50s, 60, and you're talking to him like he's a 12-year-old because he doesn't know how to type or something. You're like, oh, this is just some idiot. It's very hard to... What?
If I talked to everybody in my chat like they were a kid because they didn't know how to type, everyone would be talked like they're a kid. And I think my chat holds the record for most amount of typos ever made in a stream.
Do you get to like win like WEN? Do you DU?
I get people that shout out like, say someone were to raid me and one of my mods is shouting out the person, they end up shouting out me, or they misspell the person's name who actually did the raid, and then it's I sit back and I just laugh, because at least they're there, at least they're trying.
Yeah.
But yeah, at the end of the day, if I had $1 for every typo that was in my chat, I probably wouldn't have to work. And I could.
The money's just rolling in now, guys. Yeah, I totally get you. All right, so moving on to the next question. This is one we talked right before I clicked start recording. This is a question that is asked from every single person that is on stream, from Biggie Dude to Jordan to Godluck and Naeem. Are you a boobs or an ass kind of guy? I don't want to hear the noise. I'm a personality.
Don't get me wrong. There's nothing wrong with a woman with a nice juicy butt. But I get in a lot less trouble staring at a nice pair of tits because they're closer to their eyes.
Yeah.
So
you can fake it back real quick.
I'm definitely a boobs person.
I'm right there with you. 100% with you. So I remember the very first video I did. No, it was the second video. The person tried to cop out. It didn't make it into the video, but they copped it out. The video was never released, so you can't go back through and be like, oh, it was this person. No, the video was never released, people. I'm not going to tell you who it is, but they were like, oh, but it's really not about that. It's about like the soul of the person. It's about the connection. I was like, that's not the question. Or do you prefer? Yeah, very much.
Don't get me wrong. It's 100% about the personality.
Oh, 100%. But that's not the question.
But I don't know your personality when I first see you.
Mm-hmm.
It is what it is.
Yeah.
I'm attracted to your figure. That's what gets me to talk to you.
Yep.
Afterwards, it's 100% about personality, but there's nothing showing a person's personality on their body. So
I totally, yeah. I'm you and me both, brother, right there. Okay, so this one is it's a little bit out left field. Only reason I ask is like I said, I like to wing a lot of my questions because it's more fluid like that. I don't want to come in with like this. I'm looking at my phone and I just had a notification for the NFL. Do you watch football?
Yes. 100%.
What's your favorite team?
I'm a New Orleans Saints fan.
You know how I knew that we were? We were. Because I remember we brought it up in the chat one time, and you were like, "You're a Saints fan?" I was like, "Yes." So I already knew the answer to this, but I just wanted to make it on video. How do you feel about your team this year?
With the hand that we were dealt, losing our franchise Hall of Fame first ballot quarterback in Drew Brees, I still cry whenever I watch his retirement video. But to even be in the playoff hunt, I'm happy with it. But we definitely are going to lose in the first round, regardless of who we play. So
you don't believe in Simeon?
Season.
Or Hill, whatever, who the fuck it is.
I don't believe in Taysom Hill, 100%. You can ask anyone who's ever, since he became a Saint, anyone who's ever watched my stream, I can't stand Taysom Hill. He's not a quarterback. I don't know what he is.
They call him the gadget player. I call him the same thing. He's the gadget player.
Yeah.
He's the one you pluck and pluck. Like, oh, I need somebody here. Go here. Which sometimes that's good, but for him, it's... Do you think Jameis is the future, though, for you?
No.
No? What about Ian Brook, the rookie they drafted? Who threw what? 8 sacks?
The one that started 2 weeks ago because Hill and Simeon were both out on COVID. Yeah, definitely not
the
our
Dolphins.
Future.
That was such a bad game.
So I mean, he could be our future. He could, but he needs to. And I don't hold the sacks against him because a lot of our offensive line was out too. I mean, it was just a
shit show.
It should have never been played, to be honest. We should have just, said, you know what, Dolphins, here, take the dub. Because we had, out of our 52-man roster, 21 of them were out on COVID.
Mm-hmm.
So almost half.
It was a very brutal game.
I honestly, and people argue with me all the time on this, I think the Saints next year under center will either be Russell Wilson or Aaron Rodgers.
Ooh, that's big.
Wilson wants out of Seattle. He said he'll take a trade to New Orleans. Rodgers wants out of Green Bay. Even if they win the Super Bowl this year, I don't see either one of them playing another game or playing a game next year in the jersey that they're in this year.
I'm glad you brought that up, like how a different quarterback for next year, because I was going to ask, since there are a few people who are going to be free agents or who are expecting a trade, would you be okay with Deshaun Watson in the Saints uniform?
The dude's talented, 100%. I don't want the Saints to go after him until he's officially cleared by everybody. because I don't want to go out and spend all this money on a guy that's not going to be able to play.
So if you get a full,
if he's cleared, I got no problem with him.
Yeah. Do you think he can push it to a championship? No.
Because it's the same thing that we're going to face regardless of if we go out and get a known quarterback. We're already like $66 million over next year's projected cap. Yeah. So if we trade for somebody, we're going to have to give up someone like Alvin Kamara, Michael Thomas, Armstead, someone like that. So we're going to lose a huge staple of our offense or our team.
Do you think it's time to give up MT?
Yes.
Yeah.
He hasn't played yet.
Yeah.
Like he got paid all this money this year, didn't play a single down.
And in a lot of fantasy leagues, I decided to like, oh, he's injured. I'm gonna steal him in like the 8th round, 7th round. Stole him, left him in the IR. I was like, he's coming back next week, bitches. Oh, he had aggravated again. He won't be playing the season. I fucking hate my life. I drafted weak on wide receiver.
I stole him in a couple of my fantasy leagues in like the 14th, 15th round, so I wasn't too upset. Because 14th, 15th round, you're getting quarterbacks anyway. So, but as a Saints fan, as much as I hate to see it, it's like when we let Ingram go
and then bring him back.
Well, we had to. We had no choice.
I know, but
we had no fucking running backs this year.
That trade where I was like, oh, he's coming back. I was like, oh, why did we let him go? That duo was perfect.
Because we had Alvin Kamara. Man. We had Kamara. I'll tell you what, though. When we drafted Kamara, I was pissed. I was at work. I saw that we drafted the running back from Tennessee in the 2nd round. I'm like, why the hell are we doing that? We have Mark Ingram. Like, we don't need to take a running back that early. Yeah. I was wrong.
I was very wrong about that.
I'll admit it. I'll 100% admit that one. Alvin Kamara, one of the best pickups that we've ever gotten.
I think he's top 5 back in the league right now. Because number 1 for me is guaranteed Jonathan Taylor. He's fucking balling. That's personal.
Are we talking if everyone's healthy? Or
yeah, if everyone's healthy.
If everyone's healthy, Alvin Kamara is not top 5.
No? Okay. Where would you place him at?
Derrick Henry. He's top 10.
Top 10? Oh, for 100%. Sure. Yeah, that's... Yeah.
But, I mean, you got people, like you said, Jonathan Taylor. You've got Derrick Henry. You've got Aaron Jones.
See, I'm not that high on Aaron Jones.
Aaron Jones is a beast, bro.
I think it's a system for him. I think he's a product of that system instead of him himself.
Absolutely.
So for me, my top 5 would be, it's a tie between Derrick Henry and Jonathan Taylor because to me, Derrick Henry's fucking Derrick Henry. Stiff arms anybody into the stands and just will keep running. But there's something about Jonathan Taylor that just really gets me. So it would be Derrick Henry, Jonathan Taylor, Nick Chubb actually would be my 3rd. I really enjoy watching him run. He's not a great pass catcher, but he's just great NFL star. So it'd be Nick Chubb, and then it would be Austin Eckler would probably be 4th for me. I know that's a bit of a reach for some people.
We both forgot Christian McCaffrey.
I'm not putting him in top 5. He's great and all.
Really?
I know he's great, but I think again, if he wasn't needed as much, he would not have that production. If they had wide receivers that actually carry the outside, he wouldn't be needed as much. And he had what? Sam Darnold this year.
I hate him.
Yeah, he's all right.
I hate him because he's a Panther. Because the Saints have to play him
twice a year.
And he destroys us every time we play him. This year he didn't, unfortunately, because he was hurt. But yeah, he's my number 1, 100%. Dude's talented. He can catch the ball. He can run the ball. He can do whatever he needs to do.
Do you think he's gonna bounce back from this injury and actually play next season, or do you think these need to be another whimsical?
It's the same with the guy from New York, Saquon Barkley. No one ever comes back from a leg injury as a running back the same.
Yeah. I agree with you there. I was gonna say that would be my fifth. There's something about Saquon that I just offense complete shit. Like couldn't be in a worse place, but he's a bright fucking star in that offense. But again, like I drafted him third round because he was coming off that injury, and I was like, oh yeah, I got Saquon in the third. Yeah, fuck.
There's certain players that I'll just stay clear of, regardless of what round. He's one of them.
Yep.
He has no offensive line. They're terrible run blockers. He's guaranteed to get hurt every year.
Just the amount of wear and tear on him right now is insane.
Yeah, exactly.
All right. We're gonna jump back in. I could talk football literally all day. I'm so invested in football.
But I don't have like 8 hours, so
yeah, no. Okay, so for SuperCard, let's jump back into that. What do you see yourself? Do you see yourself continuing in SuperCard for the long run? Correct.
Yeah, I'll be streaming SuperCard until SuperCard dies.
SuperCard dies. What is your? I want to say, give me 2 points that you feel like needs to happen or should happen in the near to long run future for the game to maintain itself. Just 2.
Just 2. First one is keep the current path. Season 5, Season 6 was terrible for the free-to-play aspect of the game. Mm-hmm. It was extremely hard to get exclusive cards. It was extremely hard to get special cards, things like that. At the end of Season 6, we started getting... Or the end of Season 7, sorry. We started getting that upward of where these cards were more available to the people that didn't want to buy packs or spend a lot of money. And so that's my number one. Keep on the current trajectory because they're doing great. The balance between the pay-to-win aspect and the free-to-play aspect for special cards. Rip headphone users. Yep. Sorry, YouTube. The balance is pretty good right now. So as long as they keep going with that. Second thing to keep them going in the long run, get rid of techniques.
Oh my god. Yeah.
Techniques are literally like, don't get me wrong, when it's positive for me, I love techniques.
Yeah, I'm like, look, this is amazing.
But it takes no strategy, no skill, no nothing. So get rid of techniques.
Turns into a game of chance.
Yep.
Like, will that proc this time? No. Oh, I lost.
Yeah. And we already have enough RNG with LMS and GU. Yeah. So just get rid of techniques and we'll be good.
I'm right there with you. Like for me, in the introduction of techniques, I was like, finally something new. This is really cool. And then Overrun became a thing, and I'm like, I fucking hate Overrun. Overrun nerfed. That's great. Fuck. Now he has Inspire and Assist. There's always going to be a meta in the game. Always. There'll always be that one thing that's kind of stronger than the rest.
Yep.
I get that. But like you said, whenever you're playing PvP or fucking survival on its own, if your cards are better, you should not be losing to a card that's 1 million, 2 million points lower than you, and you lose because of a proc. And I'm like, oh, the pain is so real.
Yep.
What would you put in replace of techniques? Like, or you just have the base cards, or would you
tokens?
Tokens?
Bring back tokens.
Bring back tokens.
Tokens was a strategy. Back in the PCC days, you used to have your cards pro'd just for PCC. Mm-hmm. So let's say you have someone like Heath Slater, who when he was in the game, he was speed charisma. I'd put my tokens in power toughness. That way, if he triggered his ability, I beat any other Heath Slater, but I also beat any other Heath Slater because my tokens are in power toughness if it wasn't a speed charisma match. So it brought a strategy into how to pro card specifically for that event, or any event in that matter.
Mm-hmm. As I don't know if you're playing right now, but the new Brock Lesnar quest is live. I just saw it as I was like, I was like, oh, I have a ticket to claim.
15 super moves. I can't wait to play Survivor today.
I was about to say, here comes Survivor.
Reset the draft board 40. That's super simple.
Yeah, that's
so
really
it is
easy.
it is a guaranteed Brock Lesnar because they made it sound like it wasn't a chance at it. But I'm guessing if you're Valhalla, it's a guarantee.
It's a guarantee, yeah. Sorry, never edit that. That was just a little quick little thing that popped up.
Yeah.
Live action, everybody. Woo! Do you have? I know you said you have like 300 something cards right now. Do you have that one card still in your collection that you're like, I will never get rid of this card? Do you have that one that you're just like, this is my baby?
So it's kind of hard for me to say yes or no to that just because of the fact that this is technically the second account that I've had on SuperCard. So this isn't my OG account. But since I started this one, I mean, it's got to be the remastered John Cena US Championship card because I never got that. I never got that in season 1 because I wasn't playing. So you can ask any of my followers, like, I've wanted this card since I started playing the game. So I finally got it. It's not going anywhere. On my second account, it's got to be my number 6 John Cena LMS card because strictly just because John Cena is my favorite and how many credits that event cost. Because of the unlimited booster pack in the store on Saturday, Sunday, it was crazy. Yeah. It was, yeah.
The good old days.
Back when SuperCard actually cared about its players.
I was about to say, back when we meant something to you.
Back when we had LMS quests and you got five blocks and 5 reveals after completing like 30 arenas.
Now they're just like, no, you don't get you have to pay. What is it, 200 or 500 credits to get that pack that's in there sometimes, not even guaranteed there now.
Oh yeah, it's not even there. It hasn't been there. It hasn't been there in like 4 or 5 LMSs. They went and made the changes. They went and made the changes to LMS, and I mean, don't get me wrong, I'll still grind it every time it's out there. But old LMS, where once you pass 99, it was just smooth sailing.
Now it's get to 99, you're like, I'm kind of done.
Now you get to 95, and you're like, oh my god, what do I have ahead of me for the next 500 arenas? Crazy.
I think the highest I've ever, well, my very first, I know for sure my very first LMS that I ever got was in season 5, because from season 1 to 5 I was meh. I was like, oh, this game is cool and all, but and it was the Mankind LMS card. That was my very first one, and I didn't even get high. I got like in the 7,000s, but I was like, this is like the greatest achievement of my life. I got this. This is so, like, I never get rid of it. And then like fucking here, season 8, don't have it no more.
Yeah.
Mostly just because of the cap space, and I got tired of running out, like playing one game and then going through picks and maxing on the cards. I was like, all right, all legacy cards I had, every single one got deleted, and I was like, all right, start fresh. Kind of wish I didn't do that now, but I mean, there's still the catalog where you can go back and say, yeah, I got this, but it's like having a live, it's like having a live Pokédex. You just got them there. If I know you said in the beginning of the stream that you like to do variety, what are some other games that you plan on bringing to the stream or your new YouTube channel? Plug, guys, go subscribe to this YouTube channel. Links down below.
I'm gonna be honest right now. I'm really pushing for the next level on Twitch, and I know it won't happen with variety. So right now, my main focus is SuperCard. It is one of the only things you'll see on the channel. Maybe YouTube will bring some different stuff, maybe, possibly, but I mean, for me, starting YouTube was to try to get some more traction on Twitch because I know that it's worked for a lot of people. So I don't want to keep changing up content. Once we hit that level that I want to hit in 2022, obviously games like Phasmophobia, where you guys can scare the shit out of me with my sound alerts and all this other stuff, it's coming. But 2022 is the year that I want to get that purple check mark.
Get you. I'm one of those people that people tell me one thing, but in my head it's just a whole other thing. When they ask me like, "Oh, are you gonna get partnered this year?" I'm like, do I think I could do it? Yes, but do I think I will do it? I don't think so. Just because of how up and down people are with SuperCard streams. I mean, if I'm streaming and I'm like 74 people average, and then somebody big like JB or Yugi, I mean JB, I'm thinking of your name. If JB or Funky comes on and they're like, oh, they're on, and they immediately dip, and I go back down to like 30, 40 people, and I'm like, so close to that average, and then it just...
That's when you just end real quick, and you're like,
yeah.
Sorry, guys, we're out.
Guys, gotta go, bye!
See you tomorrow.
So it's a nice fucking thing I really want to happen. I want to see that check mark next to my name. But in the SuperCard community, we've seen... like in my brain, BigJimGene's still partnered. He's a partner. But if you think about it, he's not. And that alone is like, what? Over 100,000 subscribers on YouTube. Grinds SuperCard for years on Twitch. Not partnered. And I'm like, oh my God.
So, I mean, at the same time, from someone who's been in the Twitch community for 5 almost... well, I've been streaming for almost 5 years, been part of the community for 6.
Oh.
For the longest time, there was 2 partnered streamers.
Mm-hmm.
It was JB, and then, oh God, I forget his name. He's a German streamer.
Martian
Olive or something.
Yeah, I can't pronounce it, but I know who you're talking about. Shut up.
So the fact that in 2021 we added the likes of Kitten, Bullfrog, Dan Makes Games, it's just showing that the community itself is growing enough to where we can start getting more partnered streamers.
Yep.
And it's huge. It's huge for a small little game like SuperCard. Yeah, 5 partnered streamers isn't a lot.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's 3 more than we had for the longest time.
Yep.
All within the last year.
1 year, yeah. That kind of leads, since I'm glad we talked about it, who are 3 people apart from yourself that you can see making partner that aren't currently partner? Who's just 3 people that
Jordan.
Mm-hmm.
Mauricio.
Mm-hmm.
Like 3 weeks ago, I would have said Dan Makes Games. Yeah, BigJimGene, of course. I mean, but like you said, in my mind, BigJimGene's partner.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, so when people ask, who do I think? I don't even think of him. Because in my mind,
he's at that level.
He's what got me into... like, yeah, I was playing SuperCard and stuff before, but he was one of the first videos I saw.
Mm-hmm.
Like, when I started looking for tips and stuff on how to play. So in my mind, he's partnered already. Twitch, get your shit together. Give the man a check mark. But yeah, so yeah, we'll go with BigJimGene.
Okay. Again, like I spread this on so many videos and streams. I've been watching Jordan for a little over a year. I don't understand how he's not either at the level of Kitten or slightly higher. That's not a knock towards Kitten. It's just there's something about Jordan that draws me in. Like he's more chill. He's not like overly hype. He's not like he's not putting on that little bit that we streamers do. Of course, like if we're streaming, we're putting on that little bit extra. Of course, it's us. It's what streamers. Yeah. It just seems he's so real. Like that's just when you get on, you're like Jordan. Boom. You're not getting Jordan 0.5 or the little upgrade. You're just getting him, and it's refreshing, especially in a community where like we have energetic and then we have the extreme like bare minimum streamers who are overlay game, well not even overlay, just game and black screen, and you get in there and they're like, oh hey, and I'm like, oh my god, hi. What's going on? And he's just a good person in general. And the things he does behind the scenes is even, it's much
100%.
more. Yeah. So I can for me, the top 3 people who I would personally want to see is top of the list, Jordan, easily. Number 2 would be Biggie Dude. And number 3 would have to be someone that I think that's actually a tough one for me on my own, because I'm trying to like filter out like favoritism and like friends and just people like base who I think fits the mold of a partner. I forgot to put a card in. Again, like you said, it would probably be Dan Makes Games, but now he's partner, so that takes it out of my head. This is going to sound extremely super cheesy and seems like I'm kissing ass, but it's a split decision between 2 people. And this is gonna the sound is gonna sound like it's just because you're here, but it'd be you and Mauricio. It's a split 50-50 between you 2. Because when I think Mauricio, I think Hughie. When I think Hughie, I think Mauricio. It's one and the same to me.
It's the bromance, bro.
Yeah.
It's the Twitch bromance. Like, as much as we tried to get away from it,
it's there. Like, you can't escape it.
Our viewers know, like, I mean, every Saturday it's B-dubs, it's wings, it's beer, it's sports every Saturday. But first off, I appreciate that because I mean, I don't do it for the check mark. I don't do it for the money, anything like that. But to hear someone else feel that way, it means a lot. So thank you.
No, I totally get you. Like I said, people are gonna, of course, you're gonna be you right there, the person already typing on your keyboard. It's because he's right there in front of you. No, motherfucker. It's literally, like I said.
That just means that they haven't watched any of your prior interviews.
Yeah, watch my interviews. Go watch my content. Like, just go fucking. I even just said, like, I'm taking favoritism. If I wanted, I'm like, oh, I'm gonna put myself in that list.
Yeah, well, you couldn't do that because that was part of the question, excluding yourself.
Yeah, but it was for me.
There were 3 people.
I'm the host of this show. I can switch it around.
Fair.
No, but like I said, y'all 2, and even if it's like you both happen to get it at the same time, which like Dan and all of them got it around the same time, that would be even better, because that I can just see the celebration for that with you 2. And now that you have a YouTube channel, you'd be able to fucking record that and wake up the next morning and go, fuck.
All I'll have to say is I better get it first because I've been doing it longer than him.
There you go.
Sorry, Mauricio.
Mauricio, you suck. Oh, I can't wait for him to watch this. So, like you said, that you're focusing on SuperCard and you might expand to things on YouTube. What is your goals for doing YouTube? Short term, long term?
Short term is just get more people to come to my Twitch channel. Because a lot of people, it is what it is. They only watch YouTube videos when it comes to SuperCard. They don't know about the live streaming aspect of the game. And I mean, I can make as many videos on tips and tricks and things like that to make you better, but until you actually see gameplay live, it's tough. Like, you could watch a video from a year ago that I might not even look at comments on a year from now and might not be able to answer it, or it might a tip that I gave you then might not be relevant when you actually see the video. So my short-term goal is obviously to grow my Twitch channel through YouTube. Long-term goal, I mean, monetization. As much as people want to say they don't do it for the money doesn't hurt.
Yeah, the money is a perk. I mean, sidebar from this, but whenever I see people, and I've had several people who in their streams say, I don't do it for the money. I don't do it for the money. It's not a main thing. And then 5 minutes later go, oh, well, for those of you who aren't subbed, this is like the you get a special perk. And then like casually try and throw in like, oh, well, guys, I haven't had a hype train this stream. And I'm like, huh? Wait, what? Weren't you the guy that just said like 5 minutes ago that like, oh, I don't care what people do? I understand if you're joking, you're teasing. I get sarcasm, but if you're just like hint, like I'm gonna end the stream because I haven't got a hype train, like I haven't had a sub. What are you guys doing?
That comment reminds me of a video that was going around Twitter about a year and a half ago. It was of this partnered streamer on Twitch.
Is it the chick?
Yes.
Yeah,
Literally
that's
yelling
exactly what's
at
in my
her
head.
stream. Literally yelling at her stream. I do this for you hours on end, and you guys can't afford $5 a month.
Yep.
Like that is the wrong mentality. Like, not to plug myself or anything like that, but I made $0 on Twitch last year.
Me too.
I made money. Don't get me wrong. I received payouts, but it all went to charity in 2021. It all went to St. Jude's. So when I say I'm not in it for the money, I mean it. Like, now this year, don't get me wrong. If you have a Prime Gaming sub and you want to use it,
drop it.
Drop it here. Drop it, BigJimGene, Twitch.com / Both of us will appreciate it. But yeah, I mean, the job that I have allows me to pay all my bills, spend as much money as I want on SuperCard in regular life. So the subs are great. I love it. I appreciate all my subs or anyone who drops bits or anything like that. But I don't need it. I don't expect it.
Okay, since we did mention the St. Jude, I was going to say that towards the very end of the stream, but since it's brought up now,
sorry.
No. That, like I said, I love going with the flow of the stream, of an interview because it makes it more fluid and natural, and not just like
script. Yeah.
Yeah. So, for your New Year's St. Jude stream, your charity streams, how did that start? And if you want to give like a backstory and like full detail of why you do it, because I'm sure there's so many people who don't know.
So what made me really decide to do charity streams itself, and I mean, obviously this is on a completely different level because of who he is, but Dr. Lupo, what he does every year with his battle against cancer for St. Jude's is phenomenal. Cancer is something that has always hit home for me. From the time I was in 2nd grade, I lost my best friend to a brain tumor. Within days of her finding out that she had it. You can ask 99% of people that live on this earth, and they'll know somebody that was affected by cancer. And what St. Jude's does, it's second to none. Their mentality of, when your child is in a hospital, the last thing you should have to worry about is medical bills or housing or food or anything. It hits at the heartstrings for me, because I know how expensive that treatment can be. And for the parent not to have to worry about if their child, like, that's what makes it even worse sometimes, is like the child doesn't get better, and unfortunately they end up passing away. And then they're greeted with we're sorry for your loss, but here's a bill for $1 million from all the treatment that we gave you. And the parent is stuck with that. They're stuck with it. They have no choice but to pay it. But St. Jude's, with the help of the millions and millions of people that donate, whether it be monthly or a one-time gift or through charity streams that people do, they offer the parents that peace of mind. When it's all said and done, there isn't going to be a bill. And that's what hit me. It also helps that if you do research on it, a lot of times charities, like 80% of the donation goes to the COO or whatever he is. St. Jude's is not like that. Everything that's donated goes straight to St. Jude's.
Yeah.
And towards bettering cancer treatment and paying medical bills and everything like that.
That is nice. So you've been doing it. How long have you been doing
it? St. Jude's, I thought 3 years. My chat corrected me during my third annual New Year's Eve stream. 2 years now. Last year, everything that I made on Twitch went straight to him. The year before that, it was just a couple charity streams throughout the year, and then obviously the New Year's Eve stream, which will continue to happen as long as I'm streaming on Twitch. But since we've started, well, in 2021 we raised $7,000 throughout the year for St. Jude's, and I'd have to go back and look at what we did in 2020 through the few charity streams that I did.
That is not a small feat. Like that's huge. And people think like that's just one person. That's not all what there could be hundreds of people doing it daily, and that all that money, like you said, goes straight to St. Jude. And like people, like just because they don't see the direct influence that they're having, they don't grasp the full thing of it. So of course we can sit here all day, donate to St. Jude, they're doing great things, but until you, like you said, do the research and see where the money's going, how it's helping and benefit the families, like just seeing it yourself, it won't fully like hit you until you see that. And on that, how is it that you are able to do it? Like if somebody else is wanting, let's say if I'm saying, hey, I want to do a St. Jude stream, how do you go about that? Let people know.
So, I mean, I'm going to be upfront and honest. Like, I don't have a partnership with St. Jude's at all. Like, this isn't something that we got together and planned something. What I do is any charity stream that I do, I use Tiltify. Tiltify is a streamer who does charity streams best friend, because, you know, there's all those cynical people out there in the world that say, well, this guy's doing a charity stream, but how do we know the money's actually going to the charity? Tiltify is great. You don't see a dime. You literally pick your cause and you set up your goals and everything like that, and the money goes straight to that, and then they donate it to the company.
Yeah, I had my first experience with that. It was when Meteor King was doing the one for the tornadoes, and I thought I was donating him. He says no. Like the thing, he had a little thing on the screen that says no. Once you donate, it just gives me an alert saying that you did, but he gets none of the money goes directly to the website. And I was like, oh. So that was, like I said, seeing the charity streams from SuperCard. Like a lot of SuperCard people don't make a lot of money on streams, and seeing people do these charity, and he himself, I think it was a little over $200 or $300 on his stream, and it was a total of like 20 something people earned. I think it was a little over $2,000 to $3,000 in general as a whole. And I was like, that's a lot of people. That's not a lot. No, that's a lot of money. And as a person who's got sucked into watching, not I won't say sucked, that sounds like a bad thing. Like I got stuck watching all these like videos of people giving back or paying it forward, and just getting like, I'm just like watching video after video after video and watching what that does to people. Like, oh, like, yeah, this is done because these people donate, or these people are offering up their house or doing something for somebody, and you see the reaction. You're just like, oh my God, like you hear their stories. Like for me, one thing that comes to my mind whenever I think something like that was Undercover Boss. Whenever Undercover Boss got to the very end, and then you would see them meet the boss, and like they're genuine, like, oh my God, like I can't, they don't know what to do. That is the pinnacle of giving back. Like you're not initially doing it for that, but at the end they're like, I've heard your story, I've seen what you've done here, like let's make your life better. And that's what got me started on YouTube. I don't think I've ever said that publicly again. Whew, that's way back. Like my brain just caught back all those feelings. Like that's originally one I wanted to do. Like before Mr. Beast, before all these like Dawkins on YouTube. There was this YouTube channel called Give Back Films, and it was super small. It was, like I said, before Mr. Beast, before all these other things, and I would watch them, and it was just these, I think it was like 2 or 3 teenagers who decided to film themselves giving back to the community, and then actually got partnered and they got sponsorships. And I was like, I would love to do that. Like they gave one man shoes he was a homeless man, and he like the joy. It wasn't even a place to stay, and he was like, "Yeah, my feet have been hurting for months. I've been homeless for a year and a half." And it wasn't like he even says like, "Yeah, he does like odd jobs for like a quick buck or two here." And you can they interviewed him and they were like, "Oh yeah, like we're doing this just because like we saw you. We didn't know your story. We didn't know. We just wanted to know. We wanted to help you." And to me, that's just next level in fucking humanity. That restored, like how they said, restored faith in humanity. Like that was it for me. And I knew one day, if I could, I would do something like that. I had yet to do it because I'm caught up in all the fucking things going on right now with me. I'm like, okay, I know I want to reach this. I'm not reading for my goals, and I'm just not in the mindset I used to be. But I know, damn, I'm so glad we talked about this because that reminded me of fucking years, like over what 8-9 years ago now when I started YouTube, of why I wanted to like make it. Oh damn, that makes me feel really old now. 8-9 years ago when I started YouTube, shit. But yeah, I'm definitely gonna do something like that now. Now that I actually have a following behind me, I can make that happen. That's amazing.
I mean, my very first charity stream, it was like 3 months after I started. It was when the hurricanes and everything ran through Texas and all that down here in the United States.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, I'll never forget it. I raised $200.
Mm-hmm.
And it was only 2 donations. There was this one person. She's still the person that donated the most to the channel, and I didn't know about Tiltify or anything like that. So I think that's why it kind of wasn't as successful as my recent ones have been.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm the kind of person where it doesn't matter how big of a following a channel has. If you want to do it, do it.
Yep.
We can live life with so many regrets. And the last thing, and that's why I finally did my YouTube. Like, I've been advertising YouTube for 2 years, and I just never did it. Never made videos, never did anything like that. And I was like, you know what, I'm done. Let's just do it. I don't want to play the what if game anymore. So, do it.
Just do it.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm going to do some research before I finish off this like editing and things. So this is a reminder to me, and you guys will see it. I'm not going to edit this out, but I'm going to be looking up some stuff for Tiltify and things like that, and I will have the links down below. So if you're ever thinking charity stream, here you go. Just go down below. And of course, do your own research, guys. We can say this and that about everything, but until you do your own research, you won't believe it or even attempt it. So make sure you verify that, hey, this is a legit company, this is the legit cause you want to do. Don't just be like, oh, I want to help the puppies or cats, and like you're streaming and you're like, I'm not even going to promote it. The link is there, people will find it. Okay, no, fucking actually do something.
Find something. This is the one tip that I'll give to anybody besides just do it. Find something close to your heart.
Mm-hmm.
Find something that you yourself would donate money to help better it. Because if you're not willing to donate to it, how can you ask people to donate to it? That's why I chose St. Jude's. Cancer, like I said, has affected me since the time I was in 2nd grade. So it's something close to my heart. It's easy to, as bad as it sounds, it's easy to sell a donation to St. Jude's.
Yeah.
But if I were like raising money for like, you know, rat rescue from swamplands. Like,
fuck the rats. Who cares about those bastards? Yeah, yeah. That's exactly, because if I hear, like you said, this pet worm is dying, donate to save worms across, like, again, there's worms that are actually useful for the environment and things like that, but the way you're selling it, I mean, the way you're talking about it, it's not going to make me want to be like, worms? Okay.
Exactly.
So it's, again, passion is the main key to sell things like that. And again, we're not trying to sell anything. It's not like we're like, oh, hey, if you donate here, this is what, no, just out of genuineness of your heart, like, and like I said, I think it was, I can't remember the statistic. There's like 1 out of 3 or 1 out of 7. It was an odd number are affected, or people are affected with either knowing someone with cancer or have cancer. And I remember seeing it, and in my head, I'm like, one of the 3 people. I was like, that's crazy. But then I thought about it. I was like, as if you walk down the street, you see 15 people minimum, depending where you live, and you count 1, 2, 3. Okay, that person might have cancer, or somebody affected with cancer. 1, 2, 3. That person might have cancer. The whole fucking like, and then you think of that person walking down the street and meeting somebody. So that's just like everybody that you come in contact is dealing with something that you have no clue, and it could be cancer, it could be anxiety, anything like that. Just make sure you, like I said, if you are looking to do something like that, do your research. Don't just jump on a wagon because you hear me or you talking about it. Just make sure it's something you want to really do. I actually think that's the best place to end this on.
Yeah, I agree.
I'm gonna set I did this for the first time on my last video, but I'm gonna let you set it. I'm gonna let you set a like goal. If there's a like goal, we will do a part 2 of this where it won't even be an interview. It'll just be a discussion, because this is kind of what I like to do. I just like to just shoot the shit and talk with people.
More of a round table, yeah.
Yeah. What do you think we should?
Okay.
I average about 10 to 15 likes.
10 to 15?
Yeah. Just to put things in like a general.
Just because I really want to do a part 2. If we can get 30, I'm down for a part 2.
30 likes. That's all we got to do, people. You heard it here. 30 likes gets a part 2 of this video. It doesn't even have. We can even just fucking shoot the shit, playing a video game, and just talk. Like, it doesn't have to be in this format. We'll just do a part 2 collaboration, and it might even go directly to Hugie's channel. It doesn't even have to come up straight on mine. So that means you subscribe to both of us on YouTube, just to be in the now. Just saying, selfless plug there, a little. All right, but I am gonna call it there. We've been recording for 1 hour and 26 minutes. To me, it didn't feel like that long. Yeah, I'm looking at it here.
No.
1 hour and 26 minutes, almost 27. It did to me. I like to keep my interviews as, like I said, as fluid as possible, and just have a conversation and actually listen to what the other person is, not going like, okay, I'm gonna jump when he's done with this sentence, I'm gonna jump into the next question. No, I actually I try to listen, and like, because being genuine. Like, I've been told, and this is still funny as shit to me today, that I'm not as genuine as people believe. And it took one person who, if you know, that same person who came at me was like, God. Yeah, if you guys know, you know, that same person told me, because I was being nice to a certain lady in the community, because I was genuinely just being the best I can, treating a lady how they're supposed to be, and calling her lovely. And I even told her herself that lovely is just a southern thing to me. I call people love and lovely. It's just how I am. And he thought I was hitting on her and trying to cheat on my wife because I was being nice to someone. And I was like, wow, being nice to someone is really that bad nowadays, that you think you're trying to have an affair? And I brought my wife on the next stream. I was like, hey, you want to meet the girl that I'm like cheating on you with, I guess? You want to? And she was like,
that's crazy.
Make sure she's protected. And I was like, yeah, that's my wife, guys. Yeah, it's, guys, genuine. Like I said, I try to be as genuine, and it's the internet. People can take anything I say and fucking twist it and be like, oh no, he's only doing it for views, fucking fame, notoriety. No, I don't. I'm not fucking Jake Logan Paul who gets millions of views. I get like, what, 15 views, 20 views on a video. It is what it is. I can be who I am, and you can be who he is. People are always going to have a comment about it. It's the fucking internet.
Yeah.
It is. All right. So I do this on at the end of everything. You have 1 minute to plug anything and everything. You can talk about anything. You can rant. So I have 1 minute up on the counter. You can plug, self-promote, talk about anything, spread awareness, anything, starting now.
Obviously, follow me on Twitch, sub to me on YouTube, follow me on Twitter. I'll give Jim all my links. That way he can put them in the description of the video. Honestly, yesterday was an eye-opener for me. I squashed some beef with somebody who, out of nowhere, we just had issues. So don't live life with grudges. If you have beef with somebody, settle it, because at the end of the day, you never know when the final day is going to be, and you don't want to live life with any regrets. So I'm not even going to take the full minute. I'm going to end it there because I don't think there's any greater message than that. If you have problems with somebody, fix them.
There you go. You heard it from the man himself. All right, guys. 30 likes. We'll get a part 2 of this collaboration video. If you guys want to see it, just drop a like. 30. We're not asking for much, but that is it. And I will see you guys next time. Bye.